Someone told me this recently at a party. Fascinating fact. See what you think of it, Carl. He told me that apparently, if you've got time on your hands, you can put your fist inside someone else's arse, and then you can work your hand very slowly up through the person's body. It takes about 2 hours, apparently, and eventually, it's what he told me, you can touch that person's heart.
Right.
Right, and it's like the most intimate thing you could ever do with someone else.
That's bollocks.
That's what he said. That's what
Well,
a
how
bloke
could you
said.
touch their heart? One, the alimentary canal is about 30 foot long, so you'd have to either have 30, you have to be Mr. Tickle, right? Or you'd have to be rolling up the alimentary canal as you go, like a stocking on a pole, right? And then when you get up there, how can you touch the heart? You'd have to rip through the esophagus, which would kill them. Okay, if the arm going all the way up their alimentary canal the wrong way didn't kill them.
I like the idea of someone saying that to a loved one. Alright, love. Love, little surprise for you. The kids are at your mother's.
Yeah.
I've put the phones off the hook.
They're out for 2 hours.
They better be out for 4, because I'm going to need to get it back out again.
Yeah. Where's the Marge?
It's like, imagine the doorbell goes, you got to sign for a package.
Who told you that at a party? A psychopath.
I don't know. And then he was convinced it was true, because he went online to try and, even when we were at a party, he found a computer and he started typing in fist, heart stuff. And I said, you better delete that, in case the person whose computer finds
fist,
that.
heart.
Fist, heart.
Also, if the aim is to touch the heart, right, go via the mouth, it's shorter. Let's pop it down the mouth. Yeah. Kyle, thoughts?
I mean, it's getting to know people. I mean, do you know how people say, oh, you shouldn't use a toilet with the door open and all that, because it ruins,
What, the mystique?
knowing too much and everything, but that, for me, where do you go from there?
Yeah.
But you know me, I mean, I've got nothing against gays and that, but they puzzle me to this day. There's still things that happen when I go, what is all that about?
Like what?
I went to, what's her name? Harley Street. I went for a checkup. And like a medical. Posh, you know Harley Street, it's like it's the top doctors, isn't it? I've never been before. All posh buildings and that. Went up to the counter. I said, here, see the doctor. They said, name, give us 10 minutes, go and wait in the waiting room. Dead posh waiting room. Dead fancy. Big leather furniture and that.
Yep.
Loads of magazines. I mean, like a newsagent's. In the middle of the room on a table. Loads of them. So I'm looking through, and there's the top quality ones, your Esquire, GQ, Classy, Yacht Weekly, all that. Country Life. Boys.
Boys?
There's one there, yeah. Boys. What's that? Right, lifted up like the one on top of it, and it's like Boys with a Z. Two fellas stood there, looking, sort of Italian looking.
Yeah.
Right.
Remember Brother Beyond? That sort of look.
Right.
Yeah.
Sort of greasy hair.
It's a cracking reference there.
Dungarees on.
No shirt though.
No shirt, just dungarees sort of unbuttoned, hanging down a little bit.
Sure.
So no one else is about. I'm never going to buy a magazine like that.
You're going to tell us you looked through a magazine?
I had a little look, just because I thought, like I say, it's one
You're
chance.
always looking to learn, aren't you? You're always looking to learn.
Yeah.
Always open. There might have been something in there that I go, right, I get it now. I understand why they like doing that or whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
So she said I was going to, 10-minute wait. I can have a quick flick through. Picked it up, had a look. Still none the wiser.
Why?
Well, what did you see when you opened it up?
Just loads of. I mean, like I've said to you before about, I don't know why they like looking at knobs when they've got one of their own.
Right.
There's no surprises there. You're not going to go. Oh, right, so
Sure.
that's nice. Lots of that.
Yeah, they can't get to it, can they? They can't get to their own.
Who can't?
Well, if they want a little chew, little nosh, they can't get to their own, can they? They break their back.
But they can't get to this, fellas, in the magazine. It's only a picture. They're just looking at it. They might as well look at their own. That's what I mean. Yeah, just have a look at it. They just stood there. They're not up to anything. They were just sort of stood there. Some had, like, car oil on the face. There was one sat on a... don't know, just like a mechanic type thing. Car oil on the face and, like, rubbed on the chest and that.
Sure.
Not about. Yeah. There was someone sat on, like, one of them square things of hay.
Oh, yeah.
Sat there, like, sort of sat on it, straddling it.
Yeah. That must have been uncomfortable.
Again, knob out.
Yeah, just looking like it's normal.
That's
Sort of
crazy.
like
No
that.
farmer walks around like that.
What was the other one? There was motorbike. They always like them.
Yeah.
No, I'm going through and then like the content is all puns.
Right.
It's all it's a couple of weeks ago. Should I wrote some down? Everything was to do with knob.
Right.
That's the only bit they're interested in the male body.
Look at this bloke
It's
straddling
not-
this huge throbbing thing. The bike's not bad either.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all that,
yeah.
loads of them. It was just cock, just 100%. Like let's just talk about the knob.
That's a good name for a gay magazine.
100% cock.
100% cock.
Did it not at any moment sort of maybe slightly unnerve you that the doctor might come in and see you reading boys?
No, because I
Or
wasn't.
what about if I walked through? Because I remember once when you were in hospital about to have a tube going down your knob and you were sitting in your pants with stockings on and I walked through and you were horrified. So what if I'd have walked in then and went,
Yeah,
God,
I
what are you
would have
doing?
just said, "Look at this. Look at this. It's free."
And I said, why did you bring that with you?
No, I would have just said, "Look, does it look like I brought it with me?" Look
Yeah,
at this.
yes, it does.
Well,
Because I've never,
So you
because
look
I would
at,
never see, you would never see a gay magazine in a doctor's waiting room. So I think you bought that and then pretended that it was
that's
there.
the thing. I was amazed by that because there was no there was no Mayfair or anything. They just catered for like if you wanted a bit of knob action. It was really, I could have complained. So if you're gonna have this, where's a bit of the other?
Yeah.
Yeah, you had a bit of this. Where's a bit of the other?
I know one of the things that they had, and I thought they're really struggling with like ideas. They had a Sukoko.
As in Sudoku.
Yeah.
Sukoko.
Surely Sadico is better.
No, because it was like Sukoko.
Yeah, but it's Dick as well.
Subdico.
Yeah.
What? And it was still a Sudoku style puzzle, but it just had that name.
Yeah. It's just
So
everything.
It
is
was
all
just Sudoku, but called Coco. That's amazing. That is amazing.
Now, if I was gay, do you know, like
Let's
you
have a
say,
game of Lubo. Let's have a game of Knobopoly.
Noberation.
Operation. Let's have a game of chess. Cock. Let's have a game of fuckaroo.
Well, that works for either sex.
Yeah, that's true.
That's how we spend our
Okay then,
Christmases.
fuck a poo.
Oh god. Oh god. Human intimacy is a very strange thing because kissing is a bizarre thing, isn't it really? I mean, I don't know what the evolutionary origin of kissing is. You know what I mean? It's quite a sort of strange...
it's like anything,
It's
though,
a
isn't it?
strange thing.
It's because if you start reading about all the weird stuff that goes on, like people who have it away with dead bodies and that, it's because you've planted the seed in your head, and you start going, "Oh, I'll give that a go." Like food, you either want an olive or you don't. Some people will go, "I'll try it." Some will go, "They're not for me."
Do you want an olive? No, but you can shove your hand up my arse so far to touch me up. You haven't got any olives. I have got some olives, but if you are fed up with olives, I've got an arse here going begging, and 30 foot along the animatrix now is a little heart I'd like you to
Yeah,
touch.
but the thing is, if you give that a go and you enjoy it, then you want to do it again.
Right,
And you've created
do not
stuff.
try and do that. Do not try and stick your hand so far at someone's arse you can touch their heart. There is no point to it. It is a myth that it could happen. You would end up murdering
It's a
someone.
sorry state of affairs where you've got to put that message out there.
yeah. But that's it, isn't it? That's the other thing, isn't it? That you don't hear of animal fetishes and animal phobias. You know, you don't get a lion who's a little bit nervous of antelope. I don't like antelope meat. And yet you have people here who are all those weird things of people who can only have sex with a pavement. Which is a good thing to, you'll never be lonely unless someone suddenly drops you on a desert island and you go, I'll never see a pavement again. What do you think of that? Those people that just think,
Well, they're just idiots, aren't they?
There are some weird...
You've got some clever ones, you've got a lot of divs. There's more divs on the world than better ones.
Wow, that's a brave sentence to say.
Yeah, he's right though. He's right. As gobbledygook as that was, he's absolutely right. I think Carl isn't a div. I think he's a better one, but doesn't know it. I think it's strange because I think that he's got all the other evolution of the human being, but he doesn't know which side his bread's buttered. He doesn't realise he's cleverer than he is. The number of times I find a theory that he said in gobbledygook, but it's true. I think that I think he's been dealt a bad hand in the brain department. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Thoughts, Carl?
Well, your brain's in 2 bits, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I wonder if one half is really good, the other half's messing it up.
Yeah.
That's how I
That could be
feel
the case. That
sometimes.
could be the case.
Yeah. Well, it is split into 2. Yeah, and they are responsible for different things.
Yeah.
It's like these sort of families where there's a kind of really bright kid and then a sort of wayward child who just gets into drugs and stuff. Sort of like that up there
Yeah.
in your head.
Because you have quite sort of out there nebulous thoughts, and you've got a lot of common sense, haven't you?
And just having that that other sense of like, this is dodgy.
What spider sense?
Just that sense where you just go, I don't know why, but something's telling me we shouldn't be here. And you go, alright, let's go.
I didn't think that. I knew he'd hate it, and that's why I did it.
Couldn't stand it. There's no broadening of the mind going on. I don't know what you mean by that. What do you mean by that? What does that say mean?
What do you think it means?
Well, just, I don't know, I was expecting a bit of mind broadening.
He summed it up!
I had an injection to sort of protect me from dirty chimps. Learn English, all pulled together. Anyway, what was my point? Pyramids. Whoa, hang on a minute. Let's just call them the pyramids. Let's have a look how great they are.
Yeah!
I mean, in a few words, your gut reaction.
Yeah,
Your
gut reaction isn't wise, because it still hasn't settled since all these places. I don't think that's going to have a clue.
Right.
So they can build the Great Wall, they can do a massive big wall, but they can't be asked putting MDF doors on. Doesn't make sense. But again, that's just China for you. I saw this fat worm. It's like, why would he have made that? At what point? He did all this in 7 days, they say. When did he do? That's at the end. I reckon that's in the afternoon of the 7th day when he's going, I can't be arsed with this. Let's just make a little bit of a blob with a head on it. I mean, really weird looking stuff that you go, I don't know what it's doing in the world. In the end, they ate one.
Oh, God!
How old are you?
Oh, well, I'm 72.
Right, well, you don't...
23.
Oh, to be quite honest, I thought he'd be a bit more virile. Even though he's 23, his penis is actually 102. Why did he have that put on? Why did he have it put on?
Is this any use? I don't know what this is.
It reminds you of the globe.
That's where we got the idea from, wasn't it? To send him around the world.
Well, China. It's the greyest place I've ever seen. I don't know why anyone would go, oh, that's look at the grey there, let's see it in HD, it's even greyer. How grey? I don't understand. China, dreadful.
That's China! That's summed up! No, nothing wants your penis.
You'd be surprised. Honestly, there's some weird stuff out there. Do you know these fish in the Amazon that go up your knob? Now everyone's saying to me, you've seen the Amazon? That's amazing. Well, how come the stuff that lives in it doesn't want to live in it? They'd rather live in my knob than live in the river. So you're telling me that I'm meant to be lucky? That's what I'm saying. Nowhere's safe. I think his family will be there going, what's he brought last time? He brought some great presents and fags and some spuds. What's he got now? He'd go, there's nothing. I've got your fridge magnet. Nothing. I didn't bring anything back. I very rarely brought anything back as a little memento.
Did you bring Suzanne, your girlfriend, back anything from these trips?
Yeah, I got her like a turtle like you blow into its arse and it makes a tune, but she hasn't played with that.
Oh, God! That's amazing! That's amazing! Oh, fuck me. You are the strangest man on the planet.
You haven't been to China.
Thank you. Good night.
Chicken. Why is it orange in Chinatown? Just the slightest thing. The chicken is orange. They eat anything. You know what I mean? Octopus. Toad.
He just made that one up!
No, their alphabet's not like ours. Theirs are like like someone testing out a biro. Everything's... There's no logic to anything that they do. Everything that we've done, they've gone, right, we're going to do it weirder. That's how it comes across.
I'll just give Suzanne some
No,
flowers.
because she'd be going, oh, aye, what's been going on? If I built her that, she'd be going, what's been going on? Are they the oldest thing on the world? It's like a pylon to them, that. You get sick of it.
It's accessible by an 11-hour trek through the mountains.
Well, that's not accessible, is it?
That's true.
Delivery drivers moan at me, just because I'm on a second floor. So if you're up there, they're going to have a right whinge on to get to. The conceit of this ball-achingly dull series. You must get a twinge and go, oh. I always get emails from people going, are you coming out next week? I don't know. I don't know.
You don't know.
What are you talking like that for, Carl? How's Suzanne?
I'm not with her anymore. Sorry. If you're not happy looking a knob in the face, there's something wrong. You should be comfortable with it. Just there you
It's
go.
a good rule of thumb. So,
Some bollocks on a stick. What are you doing? And you go, he's got a head like elephant. Elephant Baba, three down. So it's convenient. I learned that babies in China, a lot of them have square heads.
right, go on.
We're going to kill this kid if you don't give us the 5 million.
How can
We're
you call
getting
him a
sick
kid?
of him.
Why? What's he doing?
He's just shouting Congress tart. Give him the money. Give us the money.
Okay.
I wouldn't have got him to call you, actually. There's no way. There's no way. It's an idea.
I'm out.
So to be a Hell's Angel, you've got to shit in your pants.
Your mum giving you...
So shit in your pants and keep them on for a week. So, yeah, my dad said me Auntie Nora could have joined then. But,
One of my first disappointments with football, I was 10 years old, okay, and one of the teachers was in charge of the football team, my junior school, and I went down to Tutty's, it was, a shop in Reading with my mum. So it's white socks, black shorts, white shirt. Knocked on his door. I said, I've got my kit. He went with the trials were yesterday. You've missed it. That was it for a year. Right? Next year, when the trials, got the trials, okay? He was going, everyone, I want to give it 100%, right? Really try hard, really try hard. He's watching people play, right? I made sure that every time I ran by him, I was out of breath. Really trying. Every time I ran by him, he's sort of looking at me, I think, yeah, right. Came to it, he said, the team is this, I'm left out, right? He went past me, and he went, you've clearly got asthma.
So you didn't make that team either?
Yeah, and I didn't, and I vowed that day, never try hard at anything.
Yeah, well, you've certainly kept that up.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on that, Carl?
Do you play sport at school?
a little bit, but it was never taken seriously at school anyway. It was, I think the PE teacher was a geography teacher as well. So it's like, you know, what does he know? It was all that. Basically, he put some tracksuit pants on that were always too tight for him. Could see everything.
What were you looking at?
Because you couldn't help it. It was in the days when clothing was tight as it is, and then it was like lycra tracky bottoms.
Oh, right.
And everyone used to say, look at the state of that.
But like he's stealing sausages from
it was ridiculous,
Londis.
ridiculous. So he didn't know what he was doing anyway. If anything, it was dangerous because he didn't know what was the capability of a 10-year-old kid's body. Right. He put you through loads of stuff.
Right.
He didn't like me anyway because he wasn't that good. If you're not that good, teachers don't like you.
I thought you'd be pretty good.
I wasn't interested. That's the thing. I did relay and I got done for swearing. Got whacked on the arse with a baton.
Hold on, what were you swearing in relay? When did that come into it? When did you need to swear in relay? You're running round, don't they?
Because the lads wouldn't slow down, so I couldn't pass it on, so I sort of said, fucking slow down, and he heard me, and then went mental at me. But yeah, so it was never, I mean, Darren Campbell, the athlete, I've told you, I don't know that I was involved in his training.
No. Didn't know about this.
Yeah, Darren Campbell, I think he won a gold medal.
Didn't he used to push you around in a bath or something?
Oh, it's not less than summer wine. It was in my go-kart.
Right.
And it was a motorised go-kart, and you had to like pick it up at the back, run with it at speed, and then drop the wheels down and the engine kicked in.
But hold on though, that means you always needed 2 people to get you going on a go-kart.
No, one. He did it.
Well, where were you?
Sat in it.
Well then you did need 2 then to get it going.
What are you on about? I was sat in it.
Yeah.
He picks it up, runs with it,
Yeah.
drops it down, wheels start, engine starts, off I go.
But what would you have done without him?
Well, I couldn't have done it.
So you do need 2 people then for this motor
Well,
race
one
to go?
person. I'm sat in it.
Yeah, but counting you, it's 2 people needed.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
Jesus
But what's so bad about that?
Well, how can you have a play with yourself then? And you go-kart.
Sorry, this was part of his official Olympic training.
No, but I just feel like that was part of his early training,
Right.
which is the important bit in any, job or.
Well, no, we
walking
should
life.
explain, for people who don't know, he was the bloke who used to push the bobsleigh in the Winter Olympics, wasn't he, for the England team?
No, he was a runner.
Well, how is that part of his training then? Pushing a fucking go-kart?
What was he doing?
Because it's running.
But he's running about a yard.
No, sometimes more than that. Quite a lot. And it's just, God, what do you want? It's Darren Campbell pushing me go-kart.
Yeah, but you seem to be taking half the credit for his gold medal. All you've done is sat on your arse, you lazy twat.
I just kind of think he was at the age where it's important. He could have made a decision not to go into it at that point, and I think he was never keen to get in the go-kart.
Yeah.
He was always keen to push it, and I used to let him. Now, if I said, no, I don't want you pushing me go-kart, who knows? I'm just saying I was there at the start.
Doing nothing. Providing nothing.
Sitting on your arse.
Sitting around.
Well,
letting someone else
all right,
do it.
what athletes have you helped?
Well, I didn't know this was let's do a podcast about athletes we've helped.
You've not helped him, Carl.
I'd have come prepared.
I bet if he ever did a book, an autobiography, he'd go, the early years, Darren Campbell.
No, I want to know if he has done an autobiography, because we're going to be looking this up.
I remember the training
I'm making a note of that
In
for
all
the next
weather.
time we do anything.
round at Pilkington's,
Darren Campbell.
pushing a go-kart.
Pushing. Bald.
You weren't bald then, were you?
No,
Had
Didn't
lovely
have-
little hair of a
no.
Chinaman.
Didn't have
Orangey
very good hair.
twat. In. Crap. Cheap.
Wasn't.
Go-kart.
120 quid it was. You know how many paper rounds that is?
What I like when you're watching football on the television is if it goes to a close-up of a footballer, it's just kick the ball out, missed the goal, it's gone for a free kick or whatever. If you stay on any footballer for more than 10 seconds, they will either swear or gob.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's a fact.
Oh, yeah. I've never needed to gob that much. I don't care how knackered I am, I'm never gobbing like that.
It's weird though. The other week, I just sat in the garden, slavering, just to see if it would ever run out. And it's amazing. I don't know where it all comes from.
What is the
That's
strangest?
extraordinary.
That's amazing.
Just to see if it would run
So
out.
now he's got to the point in his life where, as a hobby or a pastime, or just to count down the minutes before he dies,
Yeah.
he sat in the garden
Creating sputum.
slavering to see if he'd ever run out. I mean, that's
But
amazing.
where's it all
Carl.
come from?
Well, you create it, don't you?
But from what? I'm always getting done for not drinking enough water.
Salivary glands.
But it's amazing. Honestly, I just sat like that with my head forward and just let it drip.
Wow.
me!
So Suzanne
That
comes
is
into the garden
like
and all
an
she sees is her
lobotomy patient.
boyfriend sat like something from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yeah, like someone who'd been
dribbling.
battered around the head with a cricket bat.
No, she was
Did
reading something.
you
She
answer
was
back
sat
to a
there.
dictator? Yeah. What did he do? Battered me.
But
You got a truncheon up your arse as well. Yeah, that makes me slather.
No, just sat there.
What a fucking
That's
mom.
extraordinary.
What a div you are.
And I just had my head there and it continuously... I think I got bored of it before it stopped.
Oh God! I have never heard anything like this. Oh God! I need a second opinion.
Wanker.
It's unbelievable. He just sat there with his head down, slavering, letting it just.
That's extraordinary.
You weren't even sort of like gobbing. You were just
No, just letting it sort of drop.
So
You've got nothing else going on in your life, but you've got time to do this.
So your brain wasn't even engaged.
How long were you there for?
I tell you what, no joking, probably a good 15 minutes.
15 minutes of sitting with his head forward,
Amazing.
letting him salivate onto the grass.
But do you reckon you could do that amount?
I would
Well,
never
we
do
never
it.
try.
Never
We'd
do
never
it.
try.
I'd
know.
never
Try.
have that amount of time.
I tell you now, you will never see either of us sat there for no reason in the garden with our head forward and our mouth open, seeing how long we can create saliva.
Unless I've just come out of a coma.
yeah, or a gas attack.
Yeah.
No, I have a lot of, I'm sort of Goz Unlimited.
That's a great new dance duo, and it. Please welcome to the stage. It's Goz Unlimited. Amazing. Didn't you have a little bit of problem in China with them all gozzing?
Goz Unlimited.
Oh God, I tell you, they're just spitting all the time over there. I don't know what it's all about. All the time. That noise of that continuously. Everywhere you look.
That good sort of footballer ball of gob that they spit and it kind of flies a couple of. I can't do it. I've tried. I can never do it.
Yeah.
If I try and spit, it just dribbles down my shirt. I don't know why
amazing.
I can't do it.
That's amazing.
I've tried in the
What
past
did
because it
you
used to
do?
be cool. I remember when I was a kid, you'd be hanging around outside the spa.
What you've got to do is you've got to sit in a chair in the garden, just put your head
Fucking
forward
practice,
and
yeah.
open your mouth and just let the you know, it all comes out. And you'll probably get bored after about 15 minutes if you're a fucking moron.
I like when you're watching the football on TV and it just goes quiet for a moment. There's like a lull in the action, and you just hear that sort of plaintive horn.
Yeah.
Come on, England. Come on, England. I just find it's so kind of mournful. It's sort of, and it's just the fact that someone's taken the effort to take it. I don't know what instrument that is. Is it a trumpet or is it just? It never sounds as elegant as a trumpet.
I don't know. Maybe
Just some
it's-
kind of horn.
It's sort of it's reminiscent of like battle though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like there was you had all the cannons and everyone. Then there was one bloke that just had to walk. One bloke that carried the flag.
But it's never triumphant. It's sort of, you imagine you would have it at the funeral of a great footballer.
Yeah. Echoing around the stadium.
It's just, it always makes me slightly depressed.
Although it is safer to be him in a football match than when you're walking into battle, because if you're the fella with the flag, you're going, well, you're a walking target.
Yeah.
Everyone can see
Target
that.
practice,
And
yeah.
then they go, and even if it's dark, they go, I can't hear it, but I'll just shoot at the sound of that trumpet.
Yeah.
And no one likes the fucking trumpet.
No one's hear the
Hang
trumpet
on,
with
what's
every
the
war.
trumpet?
What?
What do you mean a trumpet into war?
Well, there used to be people that would, carry an instrument that would dun, 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 or
What, in a battle?
yeah, keep them marching up, keep the morale of the soldiers. Bloke with a flag, bloke with a drum, bloke with a trumpet. I mean, think of this.
Ventriloquist?
This Scots Guard, yeah. Diversity. They'd be,
Yeah.
they'd be Subo at the back.
Yeah.
Subo at the back.
I'll
Just
put
keep.
her out the front.
Right, this is Carl's method. He's not scared of the anaconda, the 30-foot long, biggest, scariest snake.
No, you were
in
talking
the
about
world.
stuff, weren't you, about in jungles and that, and animals.
As we do.
Yeah.
Right.
And I remember reading about, say if you're in the jungle and you get tired and you go to sleep, right, and you sort of wake up and you feel something on your leg, and you look down, and it's an anaconda, right?
Yes.
And it's swallowing your feet, because apparently they always go from the feet up. They never eat you from the head. So
Okay. Should I save these points to the end? Because
Make a list of the points.
Because they always eat head first. Because the way the fur goes, where they have to take a capybara or even a rat, they take it from the head
But
first.
make
'cause of
make
the-
a point.
Okay, I'll do
Make some
that.
notes
Okay,
there.
so that's wrong.
We'll come back to
Okay,
those
next,
later.
go on. So they always eat you from the feet. Go on.
So they swallow in your feet, and it's said on the website, if you wake up and you see this anaconda doing that, sort of eating away at your feet, don't panic.
Don't
And
panic. I'm just
don't-
writing this down. Don't panic. Well done. Okay, go on.
Don't try and kick it off.
Okay.
Just let it sort of swallow you, but only up to your knees.
Okay. Why not kick it off straight away? Because
I think it sort of gets a bit angry, it starts thrashing about, and it can swallow faster, I think.
Oh yeah.
I'm guessing that bit.
Okay. Just put a question mark by that.
Okay, pop a question mark next
So,
to eat
so
knees.
yeah, so it's up-
eat knees. So
it's-
eat it up to your knees.
It's up to your knees,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
what
yeah.
you do is you get a knife
Yeah.
Okay.
and you cut.
And how do you get a knife? Do you walk over to the kitchen?
I was gonna pop over, get knife. Where's that coming from? Get
Well,
the
you
knife.
always have a knife.
Always have a knife, of course you do. Otherwise you're a fool. Always have a knife, okay?
Well, come on.
Yeah, yeah.
If you're going to go into a jungle,
Always have a knife. Okay.
Always have a knife, yeah.
simple.
Could I just suggest something? You know, suppose you're wearing combat trousers, and the knife is actually in the trousers by the knee, the sort of pocket by the knee. What happens then? I suppose you could still reach in, into the mouth, couldn't you? So anyway, you've got a knife. Let's say you've got a knife. Let's say you've fallen asleep, the anaconda's chewing your feet, you let it eat up to the knees, you've got a knife. What do you do then, Carl?
Right. So it's up to your knees, and what you do, you get your knife that you got out of your pocket earlier, and you cut it at the mouth, right? Do you know, like either side of the lips?
Right.
So you're sort of cutting it in half.
Right, like a Chelsea smile.
And it can't, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It can't do anything. It wasn't ready for that. It can't move about because it's got, like, your legs in its mouth.
Uh-huh.
And peel it off and walk away.
Okay. My main point, really, is this, Carl. Never will an anaconda or any constrictor, python, boa constrictor, just start eating a sleeping man. He will crush you to death first. That's why they're called constrictors. They're not called gobblers, are they? Or holy swallowers. They're called constrictors. Why would he start eating something? Is that how they take down antelope? Just start chewing their leg? Oh, it's gone off. I'll tell you what, lads. They get together, the snakes got there and said, I'll tell you what, we're losing a lot of prey by just living at their ankles. They're running away. Let's crush them to death first so they can't move, then we can swallow them. You're a fool.
So anyway, right, so I was telling him this bit of information because we started a feature last week. Well, week before.
Sorry, Carl, can we just go back to the crushing you to death first?
Yeah, but, well, I read it.
He's won there. He's beating you there, Rick.
Okay. Did it say what to do if it starts crushing you to death first?
do you know what
No. Did it say what to do if, supposing it had this meeting, and it started crushing you and you woke up and it was actually round your chest? And every time you tried to take a breath and breathe out a little bit, it just tightened its grip, because it can feel that. What'd you do then?
You sort of tighten yourself up anyway, because I've read about that.
Yeah.
If one does start wrapping around you, you sort of make yourself into a ball, first of all, and it'll wrap around you, but it's alright because you're protecting your lungs, so it can't crush you, and then you just sort of shout for help. And you
shout help with this 30-foot snake. Do you know how it works? It gets as tight as it can. It can feel actually as tight as it can, right? With these huge muscles, right?
Yep.
Right? When you leave a bit of breath out, it tightens again.
You won't be that out of breath. You haven't been running anywhere, so you can just go.
What? And when do you get the new mouthful of oxygen?
Just breathe very slowly, like you do.
How? Do you know what breathing is? Do you know what breathing is? It's extending your rib cage, right? Intercostal muscles between the ribs. Contract like that. Okay, making the rib cage expand, which pulls air in through. It's like a bellow. That you can't just breathe via the mind. It's a physical process. It's your rib cage pulling over.
Maybe I'm special, but I can do little breaths without my rib cage.
Play a record, Steve.
Yeah, you're special.
I called him a couple of days ago.
Of course you did.
And I went, it was the weekend. I went, what are you doing? He went, oh, just in Regent's Park and that. I went, what are you doing? He said, just going for. He went, oh, Jesus. I went, what? He went, a caterpillar just fell out of the sky. I went, what? He went, a caterpillar just fell out of the sky. God, it's there, it's wriggling around. I went, sure a bird didn't just drop it. He looked at it and went, oh yeah. There's a bird.
Of course he did.
Yeah.
For a moment he thought caterpillars were raining from the sky.
I thought I was in Chicken Licking.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Why did you think a caterpillar had fallen out of the sky?
I don't know, it just startled me a bit.
I love Carl being startled!
I like the idea of him straight on the phone to Trevor McDonald. Look, Trevor, there's caterpillars, insects falling out of the sky. They're falling out of the sky now. Put it on the news, quick. You sure there wasn't a bird? Oh, there was a bird. Yeah, sorry, Trev. Bye.
But it was after, like, I hung up the phone and that from you. I sort of, sat there for a bit watching it.
I imagine him cross-legged, just in front of it.
But do you know
on the
what?
grass.
Because of his shape, the shape of his head, and his sort of IQ, I bet the caterpillar was thinking, Mama.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Go on.
it was sort of running about all over the place, right, Steve? So the caterpillars have loads of feet and that, don't they?
Well, they have 6 legs. They're actually larvae within 6. They have 6 legs, but they have little sucker things to hold on to the cabbages and that.
No, they've got more than that.
They've
It's
got. I'll
loads.
tell you, they've got 6 true legs. Trust me. Trust me, I'm a scientist.
And you were thinking what, Carl?
Well,
But they've got little pods. They've got little pseudo pod legs and little suckers. Yeah.
But it was running about like everywhere, right, mental, but sort of running off to the left, and then it sort of went back to where it was, then back, you know, went right and what have you. And I'm just thinking, whoever gave them the legs, right? What's the point if they don't know where they're going and that? Do you know what I mean? If you can get
Imagine
about
that sentence. Did you hear that? Did you hear that sentence? Can we play that sentence back?
No, I don't think we can.
Imagine who gave him that legs.
Whoever gave him them legs, what's the point if they don't know where they're going and that?
And that. Always and that.
And that, but maybe you just, to be fair to the caterpillar, with all its legs, okay, and you know where it was going, it had just been plucked from its house by a bird, shot up into the sky, and then dropped from 80 feet, hitting the ground.
Onto the head of a weird, bold-shaved monkey.
It was probably concussed.
Yeah, it's one of them things again, though.
But it still knew more about the world than you. How does that make you feel?
I just think it's a waste of time having all them feet. It's the same thing as the
Now it's got feet
yeah.
now!
It has a
the,
nightmare buying shoes, doesn't it, Carl?
all the what was it you were saying about leeches and that? Because we were talking about insects.
Well, they're not
It's just all
insects.
these-
They're not insects.
What are they?
Well, I think they're probably, class are probably platyhelminths. Probably a,
Yeah.
sort of like a flatworm type thing.
That's
They
what you were
could-
thinking, wasn't it, Carl?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I don't know what the phylum is, but they'd be, yeah.
What was the leech? What was an interesting
Well,
leech fact?
there's an experiment where you get a maze for a leech, and there's a bit of blood thing, and it eventually finds its way to the blood. Okay, and then it knows.
Okay.
And if you put it back to where it starts, it knows where it goes straight towards it because it's learnt it. If you liquidize that leech
Right.
and feed it to some leeches who have never done the maze, because of a thing called chemical memory, they find their way straight to the blood.
That is extraordinary.
It's extraordinary.
Yeah.
I mean, it's incredible.
We should try that at Hampton Court one weekend. but maybe with some tourists. We'll just blend up some tourists.
All the people on them, I'll tell you who would do it, those people who go on Celebrity Love Island.
Any of them,
They
they'd
will
be
do
happy for it.
anything to get
Yeah.
out of it. They will be liquidized. People have enemas, they will do they wank off pigs, they will do anything to get on
Yeah.
telly. What about that? Be liquidized and fed to another, get one D-celebrity slapper, liquidize her and feed her to another slut.
So we
and
blend
see
up
if she
Happy
can find
Tippers.
her way, and see if she can find her way to Channel 5.
Yeah.
What a brilliant show, hosted by Jimmy Carr.
Of course.
That'd be amazing.
I went, I bet you were quite good at football, weren't you? And I actually thought he looked like quite a natural, I thought he'd be good, he's from the north, and I thought that's all he'd have. You know what I mean?
exactly.
And he went, I said, I suppose you're quite good at football. And he turned, the quickest flash, he went, I've scored once. Right? He said, and that's because I was being chased by a bee. And I went, save it.
Yeah.
He went, no, I said, please save it, because I want to tell Steve that. No, you can continue now.
Please tell us the rest of the story. You've scored a goal once
Well,
because you've been chased by a bee.
Yeah, you've done it now, really. I was on the.
There must be more to that story, Cayman.
I was in the school team. I wasn't that good as a kid at football, to
Right.
be honest. Mainly down to, I think it's because my dad wasn't into football.
Right.
And I think that's the way it works, and if your dad's into it, then you could be a footballer when you're older,
Sure.
Yeah.
because you're into it. And so I was in the school team because I got on with the other lads. They let me in the team.
Popular guy, yeah. Sure.
And yeah, I was stood there doing nothing because I didn't really know what to do. I never knew which way I was meant to be shooting.
Yeah.
Got all that messed up.
Yeah, that is a
And I just stood there, right, and with my hands behind my back, and something landed on me, on like this part of my thumb.
You can't just point, it's radio.
It's this bit here.
Right, yeah.
The
The
base of
fleshy
your thumb,
bit, the
yeah.
fleshy bit of the
Flesh
thumb,
of
yeah.
And I thought, oh, what's that? And I looked down, and
Is
it
it
was
a
a bee.
thumb? Oh, it's a bee,
It
yeah.
was a bee on me. So I start running,
Yeah.
try to get away from it, and bees, actually something interesting about bees, more chance of getting stung by a bee in windy weather than any other sort of weather.
That's incredible.
Anyway, so I'm running away.
And he said there was no more.
Extraordinary. I've already learned many, many things. You're being chased by the bees.
So
windy.
I'm running.
It's on your thumb, is it still on your thumb now?
It's sort of gripping onto me like a stag
Clever,
beetle.
clever.
I love his.
Or
Oh,
a bee.
So I'm running, and I'm running towards, like, the goal.
Yeah.
Oh, God. And the ball comes to me.
Yes.
Wallop, get it in.
Brilliant. What happened to the bee there? Did it sting you?
They die, don't they?
I mean, ultimately it died, sure, but at that particular moment,
I
did
mean,
it sting you?
this was probably about 20 years ago, so I imagine...
No. Once the bee stings
So
you,
did
that's
it sting
Yeah,
you?
but did it sting you?
Yeah.
Right, that was the question.
When did it sting you?
When I was playing football.
Carl, do you mind me asking, you say you're on the school football team. Was there just 11 boys at your school? Was that how you got in the squad?
Listen, Carl. All I mean is, at what point in this story did the bee sting you? Straight away?
After
or
half time.
Play a record, man.
Went into the aquarium. Mental, the amount of fish that are knocking about. They keep saying, like, sea levels are rising and all this, and it's because the icebergs are melting. It's not to do with the icebergs melting, it's because there's too many fish in it. Do you know what I mean? Get rid of some of the fish, the water will drop. Simple. Basic science. The weirdest thing that I saw in there is, it's got to be this. Right, look at that. Little sloth. It's called a sloth, right? Which suggests that it's lazy, and yet we're saving them. Look at it. I mean, the zoo shuts at like 5:30, right? So animals can have a kip. So, by rights, that should be awake now. 14 quid a pay to come in here. Look, can't even be bothered opening its eyes. I don't know if it's cruel or not to sort of have them in there. You know what I mean? Look, that one's not stressed out. If you look at it, looks quite happy. So, don't know why they worry about it. It's the same the way people sort of moan about drugs being tested on animals. I sort of think, well, it depends, doesn't it? If the drug's aspirin and the monkey's got a headache, is it tight? Do you know what I mean? I'm always looking on the internet, see what weird stuff's knocking about, because they're always finding new sort of, new creatures and stuff. They've found this spider in the jungle, right? 3 foot long, eats chicken. It's weird, isn't it? See, people moan saying, oh, you shouldn't lock animals up and all the rest of it, but to be honest, I wish it was locked up in there. The idea that that's roaming about in a jungle, get it locked up. And what's weird is, why have they only just found that? 3 foot long, do you know what I mean? How have they missed that? Noah made a bit of an error when, he saved everything. I would have had like a little checklist as they were all getting on. Do you know what I mean? There's someone checking them out, quizzing them. Right, what's getting on here? Right, it's a giraffe. What did they do? No, right, leave them. Next. Did a bit more research this week.
Okay.
Found a good story out about a monkey.
Right.
Tell us about this monkey, Carl.
You're going to love this one, Steve,
Go on.
right? So last week we were talking about how, like, a lad left his family because there was problems at home and that. He went and lived in the wood, he got airy. Right?
Yes.
No.
Leave it there, Rick. We haven't got time to go into
Right,
it.
so...
That's what happened.
And that's what happened. He lived with the monkeys, he went airy.
That's
Anyway,
what happened. That's what happened.
Looked into some other stuff about, like, airy kids and all that.
Yeah.
Came across this story about a bloke, right, who worked in a zoo.
Oh, dear.
Right? So...
Trouble's brewing.
Loving his job and that, but it's quite a lonely sort of job because you don't see many people, you're just dealing with animals all the time, right? So, anyway, he gets a bit pally with a monkey because it's the closest thing to a human.
Well, that ape is.
Right.
Yeah, but you can't really go that close to apes.
Well,
They're dangerous.
what do you mean? What type was it? Do you
Just
mean it was
let
a
him tell the
Was it
story.
a chimpanzee?
I reckon it was a chimp, yeah. Yeah, it
Oh,
was
you
a
don't
chimp.
even know,
It
so
was
it's
a
an
chimp.
ape.
It was a
Okay.
chimp. Yeah, but it doesn't matter, does it?
So he
It's the
gets
story.
pally with him.
Right, so he gets pally with
What,
him.
did they
and
go on
he's-
holiday together?
Well, no, I mean, it starts
On the
off.
pool together.
Starts off just checking each other out and probably sharing lunch and that together.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, this goes on for a while. They're getting on well and that, and then after a while, right, the monkey starts sort of imitating him a bit more and sort of walking upright.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Right. So he thinks, oh, that's a bit weird. Anyway, they get on really better and what have you. So he thinks he could live at home with me. This
Yeah.
because we're getting on the storm.
Yeah.
Right. So he takes him home, and before
Is
you
this
know
the
it,
beginning of Beneath the Planet of the Apes? I think it is. I think you've seen this on video.
I'm worried, because he's already imitating him and they're moving in together. I'm thinking it's maybe a bit like Single White Female. single white zookeeper.
Oh, brilliant.
Right, so anyway, so it's moving in and it's getting used to sort of the normal human life. It's having a cup of tea in the morning.
Yeah, pinky tips.
It finishes the day off with a
dear.
Finishes the day off with what?
He
with a
doesn't
little
have to
brandy.
move a piano at one point, does
He
he?
finishes the day off with a little brandy.
Yeah.
What, he pours himself. Is he wearing a smoking jacket?
You, I'll tell you what, Carl. You're
Listen,
a maniac,
listen,
mate.
no, this is why it attracted me. It's amazing, right? So he's having his brandy and that, loving his life. Next thing you know, he sort of, I don't know if he loses it or he gets shaved, but the top half of his body is hairless. Right? Apart from his head. Right, so he's got a nice...
So it's the opposite of the kid.
Well,
Yeah.
this is what
well,
I'm saying.
that would happen.
Right?
Well, hang on, but so you don't know if
You
he
don't
was
even
shaved
know.
or if
How
it's
did it say? Then the hairless. What?
I'll bring it in for you, the story, and then you
All right,
can
well,
see if
okay,
I've gone
keep going,
wrong.
keep going, keep
So
going.
anyway, so this is going on, and he's having a great life. Then the zookeeper starts getting a bit annoyed because he's having a better life than the zookeeper. The zookeeper's in the zoo.
This is such
So the
rubbish.
zookeeper's still got to do a day's work. The monkey's at home, he's partying.
Well,
he's
it
got
gets
his
to a
other
point when he
chipmates
says
round.
there's no point you coming in to the zoo because the whole reason of you being there was because you're being kept there.
Right.
And he didn't want to bring the memories back, so he said, you stay at home. So
You are you're talking such.
Just let him finish.
God, I don't know if I can sit here and listen to this drivel.
Let me. I'm fascinated.
it's
It
nearly
sounds
over anyway,
amazing.
right?
It sounds extraordinary. Carl.
So he's walking up, right? He's having a tea in the morning, finishing the day off with brandy. Gets a bit out of hand. Only tries it on with the zookeeper's wife.
Make him go away, Steve.
How does he do that?
Well, because he's around humans a lot, he becomes a bit of a charmer. And
But what is it that he could do to seduce her? Pick fleas out of her?
he didn't say.
He's
but-
built. He was built.
Yeah, it's well done.
So what about
Wait, what do you mean? What about it, Carl? It's obviously not true. It's obviously not true.
that? This wasn't on the internet. This was in a book. So it's not a quick joke and just put it on a website. This is in a book.
I don't understand how.
I love that he becomes a charmer. He's got better taste in brandy.
Exactly.
And he, that
What
is-
was it that he was doing that seduced her?
I don't know. Maybe because he was at home more than the zookeeper was.
But what would he be doing,
Wait,
Carl?
no, the fact that-
He's not going to be talking with her. They're not going to be playing like Trivia Pursuit.
Maybe she liked the silent type. It didn't go into that. It just said that's when the trouble started.
I don't think there's a week gone where we haven't mentioned an hairy kid.
A hairy child,
Yeah,
you're right.
yeah. And some related to a monkey and that. And I thought you could do a regular thing where he's got to come up with a story about an ape or a monkey, and it's called Chimpanzee That.
Should we do a jingle?
Well, do a little jingle for us then.
Oh, Chimpanzee That!
Brilliant. That's great.
Right.
So I look forward to that every week.
Yeah.
And what's
Go on,
your
this is
interesting
interesting
chimp
fact.
fact?
Right. It's about this monkey ages ago.
Of course.
Don't know where it happened.
17th century?
I think it was a chimp. Right.
Right.
Got caught having a fag. You know it.
What do you mean, do I know it? Oh, narrow it down. Those are chimps are caught with woodbines.
Right.
He
He was
got
having
caught having a fag.
so it was sent to court. And
Was it underage?
it was
And it got someone to go into the newsagent forum. Like,
Did he get a bigger gorilla
Yeah,
to
he
go
got a
into the
bigger
news
gorilla.
age to get 20 Rothmans?
it ended up doing time. Because it was
Go
smoking
back a minute.
sugar.
Wait a minute.
What I mean-
Whoa.
No, I don't know that's as much as I know, so there's no point questioning.
That is as much as you know, isn't it? Quite literally.
Sorry, but why did he go to prison?
It's against the law to have a monkey having a fag. Wherever it was.
In a built-up area. What are you talking about? It's against the law for a monkey to have a fag. What if it got it himself? Even if it just... What about if it earned it himself, just like moving tyres round or mucking out
honestly.
the zebras?
I don't know the full story. That's
You don't know the full story, do you?
But do you think?
You never do,
Because I
do you?
presume it was a monkey from a zoo, right?
Yeah.
Do you think it'd be fed up, though? Because in a way, it's home from home, isn't it? When I read it, I didn't think it was that bad because I just
Carl,
thought, well,
they don't put monkeys in prison.
They didn't put the monkey in a prison.
They're overcrowded. They haven't got the space.
Well, I'll find it and give you the where I got it from, and you
Chopper Harris was furious because the monkey got the top bunk.
Yeah.
Can I just?
And he did. Okay, then. Oh, Chimpanzee That. Another one next week.
I don't think so. What I've found is found out like a lot of monkeys' names. Like that's how I found out about Oliver.
Yeah.
What do you mean you found out a lot of monkeys' names?
Well, there's a lot of monkeys out there, and you think they're just called Monkey and what have you, but they're all given names, right? So this one that I found about, bit of a weird name anyway, it's actually called Crap, its name, right? And...
So, they're not born with those names. It's not like their parents give them those names, you know, they're just chimps.
Yeah. But this one, right? And,
It's called Crap?
yeah, I know. Right, but do you know what it's famous for?
What crap?
Yeah.
No.
Go on.
Is it involved with this show?
It, the first monkey to have its name tattooed on its head.
Yeah, again, I will say not by choice. There is no way that a chimp would go down to Camden Lock and go, are you a registered tattooist? I am, yes. Yeah, it's the cleanest, yeah. Go, okay,
Can I have a look through your book?
Can I have a look through your book? I'm looking for something quite gothic, but, I'd like, you know, what's your name? Crap. Oh, I'm not sure I can do that, because you're not drunk, are you? I haven't had a drink. I haven't had a drink. I've had some Mbongo, and that's all. But no. What are you talking about? The first monkey to have its name tattooed on its head? What are you talking about,
There's got
Carl?
to be more information. Don't tell me you're leaving it there. There's got to be more information.
That was it, and then I read it thinking, well, that's weird, because that means there's loads of monkeys with tattoos on their head, if that's the first one.
No, it could be still the only one.
First and only.
Yeah, but would they report that?
What do you mean, would they report it? This isn't the Washington Post you're reading. This is mentalists who do websites about themselves every day.
What? There's got to be a third
Why is
act
that
to that
news?
story.
Why is that news? How did you come across that?
Well, you
First nut monkey with tattoo head, I mean, what are you talking about?
But why did it have its name tattooed on its head?
No, it didn't say that. I mean, yeah, I know, it's mad. But it didn't say why.
Was that enough for you, though? Did you feel satisfied having read that? Did you not have other
I mean,
questions?
there's no way that is in the Guinness Book of Records. There's no way that is cited in the Guinness Book of
I
Records.
just read it as like, what a weird name for a monkey. And then, ooh, you won't have that on your head.
What would be a good name for a monkey?
I don't know, anything but that, really.
Yeah.
Dave.
Ted. But, what do you think of that then?
Well, I don't know what to think about it, because I don't know what you're telling me. I don't know that that's news, I don't know that it's true. I mean, I don't know where to start with that. Is that all you found? You found something about a
No,
monkey?
I'll tell you, right, when I was searching for stuff on monkeys, right,
Yeah.
I was searching around, like I always do, finding information, right?
Yeah.
And, found out, are you aware of the Iceman?
The Iceman?
Yeah.
Go on.
Right, and to me the monkey thing was more...
What's the Iceman? Oh, the man that was found in the ice.
So you're aware
A
of him?
Neanderthal man.
Right, yeah. Ricky, do you know
Not a
about the
monkey,
Iceman?
though.
No, I know, but I just was looking at, like, info.
Right.
The 5,000-year-old fella who was preserved in a glacier. That one.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you find that more fascinating than the monkey?
Well, I know that it's true.
Yeah, it is true, but do you find it more fascinating?
Well, simply because it's true, I find it more fascinating. I can't act on some. If someone anything that's true is more fascinating.
But you see, what I get from the monkey thing, you
Yeah.
go, oh, I wonder if it was happy about that, and
But you accept it straight away. You accept that that is true and interesting, and I don't know what that is. I mean, to me, it sounds like a bit of cruelty towards animals.
yeah. You know,
Because
it's time.
I mean, if that's true, it's disgusting to tattoo a monkey's head. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no way. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't do it. If a monkey, if they reported that a monkey went in and got a tattoo and chose it itself and then was riding a Harley Davidson down Camden, I'd go, that is incredible. But I'd really want to see it on the news, and it mustn't be anywhere near the 1st of April. You know what I mean?
I think you've just blown next week's.
Oh, chimpanzee that!
Right. I don't know how recent this was,
Oh, God. 17th century?
but it happened in Hackney, right? If you're outside London, that's in a place in London. And it's this monkey that's going about Hackney, nicking DVDs.
Even the monkey didn't go for videos. Even the monkey knew, well, there's no point in getting on VHS.
Because you're on VHS.
You're having a... Throw it back.
Right, and there's a girl called Lisa who works in our office here, right? And I mentioned it to her because she lives in Hackney. I said, "You familiar with this?" And she said, "Oh, I remember something about it," which annoyed me. The fact that a monkey's running riot, but she didn't know the full story, and she lives there.
What do you mean a monkey? Do you mean a chimpanzee or a monkey?
I don't know. Is there a zoo in Hackney? Is there a zoo there? I don't know what sort it was, but it was like.
Is there a zoo in Hackney?
I don't know. That's what I was asking. So,
right, get on with the story.
So anyway, yeah, it's been robbing stuff, and the other bit that really puzzled me, right, is the fact that.
And you're not easily puzzled by monkey news.
They took fingerprints. What do you think about that?
Well, they took fingerprints presumably because they didn't know it was a monkey to start with.
No, they did. They saw it, nicking stuff, and they said, get fingerprints. So that means there's more than just one doing it.
I'm gonna have a heart attack.
He had to fax them to Interpol.
Yeah. We know that is, it's Brian the monkey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Sorry, I don't understand. He was stealing DVDs, specifically DVDs.
DVDs, I think it said watches and stuff.
What, breaking into homes?
Yeah, in Hackney. Maybe.
Are you sure it wasn't a kid with a mask on?
No, seriously.
How was he breaking into homes?
They're good,
Up the drain pipe. They're good, aren't they? They're good, aren't they?
But how would they do
So
that?
is that the news?
Well, that's how much do you want
Is that monkey news?
for this week?
Well, I don't know that it's true. Again, I've got nothing to...
There was other stuff. There was another story that I found about a monkey, but I would like to know from someone in Hackney if... Do you know what I mean? And I missed that one on Crime Watch, which would have been good. Right? But there was another story about one that kept getting on buses, not paying its fare...
Not paying its fare?
And just sat in a corner reading the paper.
Reading the paper, Carl! You're an idiot.
But that wasn't in London.
You're an idiot.
That was in America.
It wouldn't read the paper. Why would it read the paper?
Because it was its way of sort of going, oh, well, if I'm reading something, maybe the inspector...
The inspector will notice my hairy hands.
There's a monkey in India, right, on a railway station, waiting for the train. No, don't mess about, because I've got to get through it quick. There's monkeys sat there, and this robber nicks somebody's handbag or something, goes running off down the platform, the police are chasing him, monkey steps in, trips the fella up, pins him down, police come and arrest the fella. Monkeys that can talk, they've worked out, they've got about 534 different words that they're using to, like, have a chat about stuff.
More than you.
Yeah, what do they chat about then?
Just, you know, things that monkeys are worrying about. Just, you know, where do you get that from? You know.
Who does your hair?
You going out with her again, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen that,
Sorry, you can't just leave that.
No, I'm just intrigued. I'm just intrigued to know what else. Is there any...
No, I mean, that
were they discussing the humanity? Did you see that programme on Channel 5?
Yeah.
He can walk upright.
Yeah.
was good,
But
wasn't
I mean,
Did you see how well
do you mean
hung he
they
was?
taught them, they taught themselves this language?
Yeah.
Where is this? In the wild is this, is it? Not sign language,
It's
but...
in some jungle somewhere. They found these monkeys. He heard some explorer was over there, cutting through the woods and that.
And he heard his name,
Heard
and he
some
thought, that's what he went, what do you want, Ronnie? It wasn't me, I didn't say.
Yeah.
I didn't say, oh, it's Snodgrass, where'd you get that gun?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, there's only me and you here.
Yeah.
It's weird, isn't it?
No.